Hello and welcome back to week 4 of Paths to Prayer. Today we're going to talk about a method that is extremely simple and it doesn't even require very much for me to explain to you at all. So most of what we'll be doing today is practicing. And this prayer method is called personalizing scripture. So there's a lot of different kinds of literature in the Bible, and some of it is not appropriate for this method. I would, for example, maybe not use this with Leviticus. And if you're going to do it with Song of Songs, just don't tell me about it. But there are a lot of great ways that you can interact with Scripture by personalizing it and using it in your prayer practice. So, for example, let's say you are trying to work on becoming more loving. 1 Corinthians 13 is the premier passage when it comes to talking about love. So you might try praying yourself into it by simply replacing the word love with your name. So if I were to do that it might sound something like this. Kate is patient and kind. Kate does not envy or boast. Kate is not arrogant or rude. Kate does not insist on her own way. Kate is not irritable or resentful. Kate does not rejoice at wrongdoing, but rejoices with the truth. Kate bears all things, believes all things, hopes all things, endures all things. Another great way to personalize Scripture is simply to pray Scripture as it's written, or with very minor modifications. So, for example, Psalm 121 is written as a song of pilgrimage that was sung when Israelites were going to and from Jerusalem for festival days. And in order to do that, they had to climb a series of 7 hills. So this is designed as a song that was supposed to help them continue and keep a strong marching cadence as they were walking to and from. But it's also a song that's written as a prayer. And so it's very easy to modify very slightly and to use it still today as a prayer. So the version I'm going to be using today is the CEB Lectionary, Lectio Divina Bible version. But this would work with any version of this particular psalm. I raise my eyes toward the mountains. And so in this case, since we're not marching up the mountains, you can sub this with anything that's going on in your life. I raise my eyes to the diagnosis. I raise my eyes to my grief. I raise my eyes to my frustration and anger. I raise my eyes to whatever the thing is that you need to pray about. I raise my eyes toward the mountains. Where will my help come from? My help comes from you, Lord, the maker of heaven and earth. You won't let my foot slip. You are my protector, and you won't fall asleep on the job. Israel's protector, you never sleep or rest. You are my protector and the shade right beside me. The sun won't strike me during the day, and neither will the moon at night. You will protect me from all evil. You will protect my very life. You will protect me on my journeys, whether I go or I come, from now until forever from now. Easy, simple. I invite you, if you use this method, to either write down your modification as you pray it, because I'm a big believer in writing as something that helps us internalize what we're talking about, or to simply take a moment to dwell on what you're thinking about. So, for example, if we're using Psalm 121, we might reflect on whether or not we're really aware that God is constantly watching us, or that God is protecting us from harm. You know, if we experience difficulty, do we really feel like we haven't escaped God's attention? And we can give thanks for the fact that our help is indeed from the maker of heaven and earth. So that's today's 5-minute path to prayer. practice, enjoy, and I'll see you in a week.